speaking of college, and I don't really know how to put a positive spin on this, when it comes to your dating life, somebody told me this, that before you ever took your now wife, LaTorsha, out on a date, before you ever even met her, you just watched her walk around campus for something like 2 months.
It wasn't that long. I mean, that's ridiculous. It wasn't 2 months, but what was going on was I was scouting her. If you know.
What does that mean? That's what Greg told me, dude. What is scouting her?
When you scout
He's
someone,
like, he'd come home, man, I met this girl, and he said you never even talked to her when you said that.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see, when you scout someone, it means to, to kind of, to check them out, to, know their features, to see what kind of person they are, in terms of if you're a scout for an NFL team, you go out and scout quarterbacks or running backs. You scout them. You break down.
Isn't that called stalking, though?
No, it's not stalking.
When it comes to dating.
No, because I had other people doing it for me. I wasn't the guy doing it. I had other young guys doing it. So some of the young football players, I said, hey, go see, what that girl is doing. Go see what classes she have. Go see what time she eats lunch. That's scouting. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I scouted her for a little while until it was time to draft her. And
and what does drafting her mean?
Well, that means, trying to see if she can fit, on the roster, see if she can be part of the team and be my quarterback,
I love these football analogies.
Yes.
How'd the first date go?
The first date was good. I took her to IHOP. I mean, I didn't have much money. I was in college, so I couldn't take her to Root Chris or, Morton's or anything.
Sure.
I took her to IHOP, and it was a hit. IHOP was a hit. We must have stayed there like 2 or 3 hours just talking, and from that point on, we never stopped talking again.
Did you really talk about your mom the entire date?
I talked about my mom the majority of the date because I knew that women, that's the one thing that they want to know, your relationship with your mom. If he treats his mom right, then I know he'll treat me right. That's what my wife used to always say. And so, it was part of the game plan to talk about my mom, get her comfortable. It worked.
Your wife said for a while you were like borderline addicted to having kids. And so tell about the time you show up at the Charger Stadium when you were playing for San Diego and you see a purple bag in your locker.
Yeah, it was a great day. We was getting ready to play the Philadelphia Eagles at home. And it was funny because before the games, I don't really like to talk. I mean, I'm already getting into a zone, getting focused, and I really don't like to talk at home, to my wife or my mom, anybody. And they know that, but for some reason my wife was just talkative that morning. And, I'm kind of short, grumpy a little bit, And before I leave the game, she's like, you're gonna be so mad at yourself. I'm thinking like, wow, whatever, And I get to the stadium and I see this little box. I'm thinking like, what is this? And I read, I see a note from your wife. I'm like, what is she doing getting me a gift before the game? This is weird. And I open it up and it's a pregnancy test. And it says, it says yes, it says pregnant. And, I was so emotional.
What'd you do?
Well, I just sat down in my locker. I couldn't believe it, because, we had went through a tough period where, we had got pregnant. My wife was 6 months pregnant. She lost the baby, and, we stopped trying for a little while, for years. We didn't even try to have kids. And then for that to happen, it was just, it was emotional because losing a child and now, getting ready to have another one was just the best feeling in the world.